Oh, Jesus, no, I wouldn't do nothing.
Hey, let me talk now.
I'm gonna stop fearing. I can't believe what you tell me. There has to be some kind of law.
Eddie,
which...
listen. You see, Eddie, sometimes God mixes up the people. All right? We all have somebody that we love, yes. The wife, the daughter, the niece. Sometimes there's too much love. There's too much love, and it goes where it mustn't. A man works hard. He raises a family, a wife, a child, a daughter, a niece perhaps. But over the years, he doesn't realize it, but there's too much love for the daughter. There's too much love for the niece. Do you understand?
So what are you saying? That I should look after her good?
Yes, but these things have to end, Eddie. She has to grow up, and the man has to learn to forget. Because after all, Eddie, what other way could it end?
So you're telling me that even if it's up there,
There's nothing you can do.
All right then. Thanks. Thanks very
What
much.
are you going to do, Eddie?
Well, what can I do? Huh? I'm a patsy. What can a patsy do? I've been working like a dog for 20 years. Some punk cut out. So that's what I got. You know, in the worst of times, when there wasn't a ship going into harbor, I hustled because I made a promise. I took out my own mouth to give to her. I took out my wife's mouth. I'm gonna sit in my own house and look at her poop like that. When she came out of nowhere, and I took the blankets off my bed for him, and he takes and he puts his dirty, filthy hands on her like a thief.
Yes, but Eddie, she's a woman.
And he's stealing from me!
She wants to get married, Eddie. She can't marry you now, can she?
What? What are you talking about? Marry me? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I gave you my advice, Eddie. That's all.
I know, all right? Thanks. Just let it break my heart. It's not fair. I mean,
Understand, Eddie. Put it out of your mind. Yeah.
just what do I do? Just tell me what to do.
This is my last word, but take it or not, that's your business, but morally and legally, you have no rights. She's a free agent.
Did you hear what I just told
I
you?
heard what you told me, Eddie, and I'm telling you what the answer is. No, Eddie, I'm not only telling you, I'm warning you. Let her go. Bless her. Because somebody had to come for Eddie. Sooner or later, somebody had to come. Put it out in your mind.
Eddie!
He left my office that night. I was like Thomas. Times I lay awake thinking perhaps there was something I could have said. I realized how helpless I was. Perhaps he too was powerless. Maybe that's why he hurted that young man. That passion consumed him whole. This is the end of the story. Good night.
are from American School of Dubai, and it is Megan Gupta and Emma Vaughn.
Judges ready? Ready? No, please, please! In 2016, there were 15,000 murders in the U.S. alone. But for every one person that is killed, a family is destroyed. I'm Emma Long. And I'm Megan Gupta. And this is Sentences and Words by Cynthia Cooper. Adapted by Emma Long. Mrs. Denton. Mrs. Denton, I know you're in there. Mrs. Denton, I'll stay here all night if I have to. Mrs. Denton! Get away from here, get away! Mrs. Denton, I have to have a word with you. Tomorrow's the hearing. For the sentencing. I have to talk to you before then. Get away or I'm gonna tell my husband to chase you away! He's gone. Mrs. Denton, I saw him drive away. This is between you and me. There's nothing between us, lady. This is a death speak, Miss Denton. You know what that means, don't you? I know what you said, Cole. I heard what you said about Maria. That it was her fault. That she was not herself. The popular cheerleader looking for someone to tease. That she pushed Cynthia over the edge. And that was plenty enough for me. I've heard plenty. This is my job. Denton, I've been hired by the state to represent Cynthia. Don't say that name. To represent my client. If you had a look at the evidence, see that Mia isn't exactly Oh. Can I help you? No. So, what'd you have for lunch today? Sandwich. It's good. You know, it's good to know that you're making progress. You know, I've had a really rough 6 months. You haven't made it any better. It's not my job to make your life better. And you know, I can't help that you're always jealous of me. I think you need to learn how to be secure. No matter what you look like. Like, I love myself. You know, I'm the head cheerleader, I'm secretary of student government, I have a 4.0 GPA. You know, you just need to learn to love. Instead, I just need a minute of your time. She never gave me a limit. 1 minute by me as anybody can cheer practice, and then the next minute she's lying in a pool of her own blood. You don't have to talk. We can just sit. I can just sit with you for the hearing tomorrow. Please, please just sit there on the porch. Let me talk to you. 1 minute. Thank you, Senator. Well, I do have one thing to say. Tomorrow's the hearing, and well, as you know, this is a death penalty state. Since she is 18, the judge can sentence Cynthia Miller to death. Or he can sentence her to life in prison and ask her attorney and ask him to be sentenced to life in prison. You think I care what they do with her? I don't ever want to hear her name again. Are you aware of Mia, Cynthia? No. Don't care. Mia bullied Cynthia, and according to Cynthia Miller, she drove her to the edge of it. This is my daughter you're talking about! My daughter is dead! And you're trying to accuse Mia of this? Since we don't have a fact. I don't need any of your facts. 17 years old. She did that. You know what really happened that night. No, please. Cynthia, don't do this, please. Put the gun down, Cynthia, please. I trusted you. You were the only person I opened up to about my anorexia. And when I went to the hospital, you told everyone I was making it all up for attention. And when I got back, no one even looked me in the eye. And then today at lunch, I went to get a sandwich for the first time all year. And the girl behind me turned to the girl next to her and said, "See? She's eating. I told you she was baking." No! Please! Why me? Why you? It's all about Mia. Always Mia, Mia, Mia. My Mia would never spread lies about that girl. Don't you dare come into my house and accuse me of something that's disgusting.
No, Cynthia Miller said.
Well, you can't ask my daughter what happened, can you? Can you ask Mia? Can you interview her what happened that day?
Trusting the words.
Yeah.
The judge said to leave it to your family to decide about the death penalty. I just needed to talk to you. I told your family before the hearing.
I said! Don't say that.
You've known her family for a while now.
Too long.
15 years. I think I remember something from the file as no, I thought she was sympathy towards her.
Sympathy towards her? I don't have any feelings towards her. Let her rot in a pit with birds pecking at her bones for all I
You don't care if she's executed.
No. I don't care. After what she's done, you want me to care about that?
Listen, I'm sorry. I have to ask. The judge says, you understand.
I don't understand anything.
You know, especially just hate people die. Especially liars. I don't understand it either.
You hate seeing people die.
No, I didn't.
Do you know how this feels? I can't even sleep or eat. Sometimes I lay there and I think that I hear her laughing. That's not possible because she's dead. And I'm so sick of people coming into my house and telling me that Mia did this to herself. I'm sick of people making her seem guilty. I've had enough.
Okay, I'll go. I did want to say while I'm here and all. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, please, Cynthia, the dudes were friends. I never meant to hurt you. I swear I never meant to hurt you. You've been dead to me for the past 6 months, and now you'll be dead to everyone else as well. No, please.
Thank you. Judges ready? Timer ready? I don't understand what's happening. I'm sitting in writing seminar, and it feels like my hands are shaking. Like I've got a tremor. I try hard to focus and stare at my hands, but I can't tell whether or not they're shaking. I don't understand why I can't tell.
You should be able to tell if your own hands are shaking. Your eyesight can't be trusted.
I try sitting on my hands.
That would make people stare if they haven't already noticed the shaking.
I try clasping my hands together.
But that's no good either.
I can see myself with my hands together, banging them up and down on the desk like a piston, like a cartoon sledgehammer. I see myself doing it. But I know I'm not. I can't be. If I were,
People would be staring.
when Samantha begins to experience extreme anxiety after going off to college, she finds herself emotionally crippled. She is rendered defenseless by the inescapable voice in her head trying to convince her that she does not belong. This is I Don't Want to Be Crazy by Samantha Schultz. When class is over, I am tired and sweaty. I didn't see anyone looking at me, so I must not have done anything crazy. Maybe I'm getting sick. This feeling, sweating, shaking. I go outside, hoping it will make me feel better, hoping it will calm my nerves. A friend of Sam's roommate has invited me to a party. My name is Rebecca. When I introduce myself, she says that we've met before. I remember your eyes. I feel kind of stupid for not remembering her, but she doesn't seem to care. I invite her to go to the party with us. When we get there, Rebecca and Sarah start dancing. I lean on one of the speakers instead. The bass crawl over my back, my fingers. Watch kids in big pants dance in the light in the smoke. I grab Sam's hand and pull her onto the dance floor. I can't stop watching the people around me, watching what they do, watching to see if they're watching me dancing like an idiot! Rebecca is dancing with her eyes shut. She is smiling. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. And it is amazing. My friends and I have been together since the first week. There is my roommate Rebecca, Tara, Amanda, Jennifer. We all hang out in my room and joke about how we stopped hanging out with this crazy Monica around the same time we started hanging out with you. Like I took her spot. Being with them is like walking in after a play has already started. You try to slip in quietly and find your seat. People turn around, give dirty looks, whisper to their friends about how rude you are. A few months ago, waiting for college seemed glamorous. Now it's hard to believe that this little warm room with scratchy sheets and a lock that sticks is home. It's hard to accept that this is my new life, that these are my new friends. I am one of many here. There are dozens here as good as me, even more who are smarter, funnier, prettier. And it scares me, because before I stuck out, and now I blend in with a pair of khakis and a baseball cap and a parka. I can't sit still in class. I can't hear what the teacher is saying. All I can hear is the voice in my head telling me that things are not right, that you are not right. You are trapped inside of this classroom. It feels like something is trying to push its way out of me. I feel like everyone can see it. bubbling up, like they're waiting for me to burst, to boil over. I have to get out of here. I make a coughing fit and leave, but once I'm in the hallway, I realize I'm still trapped, stuck inside of this shaking, sweating body. The only place that seems safe is the bathroom. Sitting in a stall with my chest on my thighs, I try to breathe. The more I think about my breathing, the more I feel like I can't breathe. It feels like I have a raging fever, like my insides are melting. This must be what it feels like the moment before you die. Now, this feeling follows me everywhere. It clings to me, makes my skin crawl, makes my skin burn when I walk across campus, when I check books out of the library, when I talk with my friends. They sit with me in class, this is right here, telling me you shouldn't be here! Please, God, make this killing stop. I can't take it. Tick. Breathe. Tick. Breathe. Tick. Breathe! Just make it stop, please! Smack alarm clock. Call out of bed. Dress. Paint over dark circles under eyes. Add color to cheeks. 8:47 a.m. Eat breakfast alone. Avoid caffeine. Try to ignore all the noise. Go to writing seminar. 9:34 a.m. Feel lightheaded. Feel hot. Feel cold. Feel out of control. Fake coffee fit. Leave class. Go to bathroom. Sit on toilet. Put chest on thighs. Stare at tiles. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. 10 a.m. Go back to dorm room. Crawl under sheets. Sleep. 1:20 p.m. Go to freshman seminar. 1:47 p.m. Feel like people are staring. Feel hot. Feel cold. Feel out of control. Fake coffee fit. Leave class. Go to bathroom. Sit on toilet. Put chest on thighs. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. There's this warm white light that comes through the waiting room for window at health services. I've been in a bunch of times for back pain, sinus pressure. I like the way the blood pressure cuff goes straight around my arm. The way the nurses put the cold stuff to my chest. And listen. 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 I have resigned myself to the fact that I have gone insane. I can no longer fight this empty feeling in my stomach, the buzzing in my head. This is not how things were supposed to turn out. There were steps taken, expectations. This is not how things were supposed to be. Thank you.
Our fourth speakers are from AS Dubai, and it's Yassin Han and Kenzie.
Just ready? Timer ready.
3.2 million students each year.
Bully.
53% of children.
Demonstrated severe aggression towards their very own siblings.
And 5 children every single day.
Abused till dead.
With all this tragedy in the world, somehow life manages to still go on.
Not today, however. Today, we will take a look at a horrible incident. One terrible tragedy.
Becoming
By Alex Brew.
This is not who you are! This is what you are doing at this moment, but it is not who you are!
I just really wanted to punch him in the face. Again and again and
Again, there are no reasons. Reasons don't matter. This is just what you're doing.
now.
But it's not who you are. Not really.
He was just there. And there was something about him. Something about his face. He was just so
Happy.
so I wanted to.
You did.
There's something about
Happy.
people that just pisses me off.
This is not who you are. It's just a phase you're going through. A time of
Becoming. So anyways, I grab him. And I punch him a few times and I knock out a few teeth and stuff. And all of a sudden, he starts
crying.
What's that about? 1 second he's happy. And then I hit him and he starts
Crying.
again and again
And again.
I reckon you should just do it. I mean, when people say when you feel something, you should like delay. Think about it and hold it in. But not me.
No way! I'm like, booyah! Bang! Bang! Bang!
So anyways, after it's over, I'll like sit and wait. Wait for the drama. The drama to kick in. But the kid,
Not so happy kid.
doesn't tell anyone. They know something's gone down. I mean, look at his face. Hard not to. But he won't tell them who or what. Must be scared, I reckon.
This is just not who you are.
Scared to
This
death.
is the phase you're going
Don't
through.
go!
A time of becoming.
So next day, I do it again.
Again.
He's not so happy now. Flinching.
Becoming.
Before I even hit him.
Becoming.
So I just keep pounding into him again. When I finished, there's like blood, hair, and other. What the hell? I let him go, and he just drops like a sack of. No smile now. Eyes roll back in his head. Eyes rolled back in his head. Not a sound. This time, I don't get away with it. He's like in a coma or something. Coma. I put him in a coma! I put him in a coma! Booyah.
Bang. Bang. Bang.
They take a while, but in the end, they work out with me. Who else is it gonna be? Who else here can put some kid in a coma? Have to go to court or something. Yeah, Your Honor, I hit him. But not too bad. That's why he didn't tell nobody! Hey! You know that kid you reckon, huh? He might die, eh? That'd be something, right? Hit someone so hard he dies. No bullets required. These will do the trick nicely.
This is not who you are. Bang! This is what you are doing. Bang! At this moment. Bang! But it is not who you are.
So the judge gives me a couple of years in a...
Juvenile detentions.
Hey, I'm only 16. As I'm walking by, this man screams at me.
Jamie! How could you do this, Jamie?
Yeah, whatever. He thinks he's my father or something. Dad?
You were his brother. His idol. The friend he never had. He loved you, Jamie. He thought you was protected. He trusted you. Tell me how I'm supposed to live with you. How am I supposed to look at you in the eyes again? How could you do this to him? To me? Who gave you the right? It was my I want him back. Give him back to me, Jamie! How could you?
I don't know, Dad. Maybe because he was smarter than me. Maybe because he was younger than me. Maybe because you always loved him more than me. Or maybe I just hated this stupid guy.
There are no reasons. Reasons don't matter. This is just what you're doing now.
Or maybe I just didn't like the way he smiled.
This is not who you are.
Dad! Let me know if he dies.
final speaker for serious duet acting is from A.S. Doha. It's Jessica Merkley and Claudia Phillips.
I once knew a girl who would eat lemons, whole and plain, grinded on. Her teeth wouldn't even flinch. I tried it once, but my tongue curled back like a serpent, and I had to blink to keep my eyes from shedding the small hard tears that were inside of them. Oh, how are you doing this? It's easy, you big baby. Here. She finished my lemon for me. She was a good friend. My best friend. Before she died. Life can be sweet, with unexpected surprises. But it can also be sour with unanticipated tragedies. Tragedy strikes, Tack is unsure of herself and her role in Tick's death. She fights with herself throughout her journey. The story of Tick and Tack centers around the sweet and sour aspects of life that we encounter, whether we expect them or not. This is Citrus by Leslie Jameson. The day I tried to eat the lemon was when it happened. They tell me it wasn't my fault, but I was there, so I should have known. We were sitting in the back of the car, the lemon girl, her brother, and I. She was so close to me. I could smell her sweetly clean detergent. Her breath was a dry mystery on the side of my cheek. We ate Tic Tacs back then. We thought they were so cool, but we were very particular about them. Only the orange. It was like a motto for us. Only the orange. I used to call you Tick, and I used to call you Tack. Tick and Tack. 2 words, 2 puzzle pieces fitting together, 2 dusty hands working together on the playground. So it said, again, and again the night after it happened. Oh God, Tick, where are you? Tick. 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 I don't know how to let you go. I don't. I never have. They say my brother was brilliant. But I knew him for his shiny braces, silver sun catchers when he smiled. We were twins. The girl with lemons in her mouth, the boy with silver in his. His jaw was set that day, his lips closing around a dark crevice of star-filled black. He was playing games on his calculator, hands humming with pleasure, fingers aching as they jabbed at the numbered keys on his lap. 9, jump, 7, fire, 5, run. His knees fidgeted under the looseness of the heavy seatbelt that he recently unfastened. He popped a bullet into Tick's mouth. Only the orange, I said as I unbuckled my seatbelt to face you better. We shook our hard plastic pieces. Rattles and I never realized that in every life there is a time for innocence to end. Popped a second Tic Tac into Tick's mouth. Everything seemed to go wrong all at once. Her eyes glistened
broad and white. The tiny pebble of orange lodged itself deep into her lemony throat, and she started to gag. It wouldn't have been too bad, I tell myself, if it had ended there, but her mother, those emaciated, anxious women who send their kids to camp for markets, reacted quickly and instinctively. She tried to pull over without looking or signaling. We had been in the left lane, and a van lumbering to our right hit us as we pulled into its path. At that moment, my world descended into breaking glass, screaming brains, one piercing, static scream. One scream still echoed. Its time inside on the clock goes tick, tick, tick. I could feel the eyes of the 11 girls smothered upon me. One flick of my wrist, one tiny flash from my orange case, and here she was, staring at the double casket that was everything she'd ever loved. I'm so sorry. I didn't think this would happen. I'm so sorry. You can't think like that. She was your best friend. You were hers. You meant so much to each other. You must know it was not your fault. It was no one's. It was destiny. I nodded, but I didn't believe a word she had said. Thank you. I turned away from her then, and I felt myself gagging inside. She was running along the pavement towards a horizon that we couldn't even see. Run. I was the girl on the calculator screen. 5, run! I was a digital escape artist without a home to call my own. 5. Run.
I'm guessing the living lose a memory of their loved ones every day. Little memories, the kind that slip out the back door before you can stumble.
Still housing though. Tick. Which texture really happened yesterday.
Pretty clouds of sand crawling up our arms from the playground.
Muddy scrapes on our knees, calves as thick as sunrises.
We were friends since birth. Her palms sweating mine.
And the gaps in her teeth when she laughed. Cackling her giggle, next to her smile.
We are best friends.
Before she died. Don't regret it. Regret it, she whispers to me in the wind. I begin to cry. My sobs are choked and achy and salty, and they escape through the green, gliding through the plant-marked corridors like lost souls. But I feel like I'm lifting up towards
Our greatest dream.
and my greatest regret. Again, I tried to eat one as my most alive memory of her. Sometimes I wish I hadn't done what I did, driving her into the darkness. I know that she'll always be with me, no matter where I go. And I realize that, with me, I have found the London crowd at last.
come up to the lounge. You guys are fine to continue. The rest of you are dismissed. Be back in the theater by 3:45 for a 4 o'clock round start, okay?
Are you imitating?
Hashtag first. We're doing the same.
Let's spread out around the theater.
Yeah, we should.
Are we the only ones here?
Okay, cool.
Wait, somebody
Sean,
No, let's sit here. I like this.
What's that supposed to be?
You mean they showed up, right?
I have to be critical of you.
You mean ASD showed up, right?
We totally showed up. That's true.
We're even by the way,
Are we front rowing?
No,
no, we're already splitting up. So we put top bottom. Yeah. Because if we stand up, it's like people, and if people stand up there, then everyone there can stand up. And then if people stand up there,
Everyone around the audience is standing up.
I don't worry about that. Why don't we stand up?
Let's be consolidated. Yeah, that's nice. This isn't humor. Yeah, that's true.
not here.
Having a certain feedback and that's what I try to do. Like, when I judge, I try to give feedback to the media why.
Sarah,
Yeah, and then if you really go
Please, I appreciate it. But I don't touchy feelings. So I also I am from American School of Doha, but I do, my role here primarily is simply to just be the tournament manager. The reason that I'm still talking is because the category that we are looking at for finals is extemporaneous speaking. And in extemporaneous speaking, the students are given 3 questions from a series of 15 topics that involve issues in the world. And so those students must research, be prepared for any question basically, and in 30 minutes, solve that problem in a 6-minute speech or make us convinced about something. So ideally we hope that that happens, and maybe those great leaders out there will take some advice from it. If you don't mind, the students are being in a holding room right now, and what I would like to have happen is I'll tell you the 3 questions they were given so that you know when they come up what it is that they've had to choose from. And could you hang on just one moment? Then the questions they were given is, what might a trade war between America and China look like? Are religious wars not drought the reasons people are starving in Yemen and South Sudan? And will the European Union's efforts in preventing a wave of migrants from Libya be successful? So those are the 3 questions students have had 30 minutes to prep and answer on. And now I will go bring in our first speaker and introduce them. So judges, are you ready? I still don't have a timer. I still don't have a timer. I'll come and get you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know this guy. So, this is from American School of Doha, Arnab Jain.
The care of human life and human happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only objective of any good government. Thomas Jefferson. Now more than ever, this is true and apparent. With a trade war between the United States of America and China on our very horizon, the repercussions of which will be catastrophic, not only for the United States of America, not only for China, but their civilian people. In an age of mass consumerism, we like to believe that the consumer has some control of the economic standings of our very own countries. However, trade wars between major countries show what little effect we truly have. The new administration in the United States of America and the widespread globalization of our markets leaves us all wondering, what might a trade war between America and China look like? And the short, succinct answer is simple. The trade war can prove fatal, not only to the United States of America, not only to China, but foreigners and their own people. For the following 3 reasons. The trade war would risk breaking Asia's fragile base. The US economy and domestic markets will take a catastrophic hit, and a colossal butterfly effect on the US foreign trade agreements will take place. The rise of China created a state of being problem in East Asia. The USA is the dominant power there, and the Chinese wish to reclaim their traditional historic dominance in that region. A trade war would leave very little diplomatic connections to China, leaving them free to speak economic economic sustainability in their neighboring countries, like North Korea. As we know, they currently trade with North Korea, mainly in coal, despite China saying that they are moving away from such fossil fuels. Not only would this be a violent time in Asia, many countries would be left with little to no support from US aid and be left to conform to whatever economic situations China puts them under. This trade war is not in the aid of any public or governmental people. The US economy would see drops. The Financial Times has stated that not only would the Chinese economy see falls, the United States of America would be harshly affected. Most of their technological imports are from China. Laptops, cellular devices, computers are all imported from China. In the short term, the sudden drop in supply would have a catastrophic economic situation in the United States of America. The drop in supply will lead to a shortage in the country. Who are they at war with? China or their own people? A colossal butterfly effect on foreign trade deals would occur as well. Apple and other major US-based companies would have to move their factories out of China and into other foreign countries, Thailand, Mexico. This would lead them to begin new political and economic conversations with two new countries. They would have to begin deliberations all over again. This would lead to an era of political and economic uncertainty. Not only that, a 45% tax on Chinese imports means that Trump's administration wishes to increase taxes on Mexican imported goods by 20%. Both of these will harm foreign trade and hurt their own people, many of whom are immigrants. The trade war would not be targeting China or targeting the United States of America, but truly it would be targeting their people and our people. China will do anything to avoid this trade, and that is a warning sign for us. They have openly said multiple times they are willing to give the United States of America a lot more access to their domestic markets. If China is able to make a consensus with the United States of America, given their checkered history, this should be a red flag for all involved, showing us that, quite frankly, these two governments do not have their own people's best interest at heart, and this would lead to a shocking, catastrophic phenomenon. The care of human life and human happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and the only objective of any good government. Thomas Jefferson. Thank you.
Our next speaker is from DAA.
is Panjshir, a city in South Sudan. A young mother stands with her 3 children all around her, laughing, playing, as children should. But the baby in her arms is emaciated, its head too big for its body, crying, unable to understand why the pain is happening and why no one is helping it. This is an evocative metaphor for the situations that are occurring today, right now, in Yemen and in South Sudan. Drought has long been the cause of starvation for mankind. But today, in a world where technology seems to be able to grasp all boundaries, it cannot seem to bridge the boundaries that we create for ourselves. These famines, this starvation that occurs, is not an act of God, but of man. The question asks, are these famines caused by natural causes? The answer is no. The political and civil and religious wars ravaging these countries are the true roots of this. I will explain why in Yemen, in South Sudan, and briefly cover what we can possibly do to resolve the issue. First, Yemen. Around 10 million people are on the brink of starvation. They do not receive enough food to survive their day. According to The Economist in 2016, it is not the desert and its dryness, but rather the desert storm that Saudi Arabia and Iran have brought into this poor country. The blockade of Yemen has been done by Saudi Arabia. The port city of Hodeidah, where most of Yemen's food comes in, has been blockaded by Saudi Arabia and her allies. 90% of Yemen's food is and almost all of that food is imported by sea. Yemen is a poor country, which means that electricity is a scarce commodity. By the time the coalition has allowed the long overdue shipments of food to come into the port city, the food has rotted. It can no longer be eaten, which means that Yemen citizens must starve. According to the BBC, the Saudis have not allowed cranes sitting today, right now, in Dubai's humanitarian city, to be installed in Yemen, on the rationale that they will be used to unload weapons and material for the Houthis. Is this logic justified? Perhaps, in the cold, logical sense that war demands. But in thinking of the young people starving on the streets of Hadith, we cannot think this way. According to The Economist, Yemen's starvation is mainly because of the Sunni-Shia split that has caused Saudi Arabia and Iran to come into conflict. Proxies, in this case, in Saudi's case, not proxies, have been used to wage war. Religion is the root of conflict, and is therefore the root of its family. The Houthis were radicalized by Iranian clerics, and the southern Yemenis were radicalized by Wahhabi scholars. Both of these because of religion. Both of these because of man. In South Sudan, 5.8 million people are in situations of starvation. The UN has considered, though not yet acted, by declaring a situation of famine, a word that has not been evoked since Ethiopia in 1984. The root cause of this is the civil war. Though this is not religious in origin necessarily, it is political. The president and vice president of Yemen, of South Sudan, are at war with each other. Though truce has been declared, neither side decided to respect it. The shutdown of foreign aid and the sale of oil that provided so much of South Sudan's lifeblood came when civil war began in 2012. The result of this, South Sudan began to starve. The conflict between the North and the South has disrupted the trade of food and material that could save lives. And the South Sudanese government has been reported by the UN to have denied aid deliveries 967 times in the past 4 years, as her citizens sat and starved. The increase of bureaucracy, where the UN says every time you fill out 17 forms needed to submit 1 gram of food, 1 kilogram of aid, they invent another one. Because, according to the United Nations, this government wants to see its people It is not God who has starved his people. It is us. It is humanity. So, you may ask yourselves, what can we do? The actions are straightforward but muddled in politics. In Yemen, we can put pressure on both parties to end the war, threaten sanctions on Iran, who has just started to feel its economy revitalize after the trade deal, slowly withdraw support from Saudi in its initiatives, not just in Yemen, but at home, pressure them to stop the violence. In South Sudan, begin criticizing the government, call for a change of action, propose an arms embargo, and screw Russia. They want to sell arms, they will not be allowed to be purchased. Ladies and gentlemen, it is mankind that has allowed starvation. The third horseman is alive and kicking. We need to make sure that when it dies for it. Thank you.
Our third speaker today is from AS Dubai, and it's Gary Liu.
My topic is what might a trade war between America and China. Time's ready. Judges ready. Forget the flying chariots, the glittering knights, the rumbling tanks, and the sleek fighter jets. This particular war is fought with something much more sinister: economics. Also featured into this will be its ugly sister, politics. Although without the typical arms and armor of conventional warfare, a trade war shares similar characteristics to the real thing, including strategy, politics, and the fact that there can be no winner. Much like a conventional firefight, trade wars leave both sides scarred, even the victorious. A trade war between the two strongest economic powers of today, the results will be devastating for all involved. A severe trade deficit lies at the heart of the problem between the two nations as of now. A trade war between the US and China will likely feature these three following points. Firstly, it would mean severely protectionist policies be put into place. A closed borders approach when talking in regards to economic activities. Secondly, it would result in restricting the ongoing process and even taking a step back of globalization and free trade, often credited to have lifted many out of poverty. Thirdly, it would spell economic disaster, as well as opening up the Pandora's box of woes related to a stagnant protectionist economy. Firstly, the strategies involved. Much like a chess game, certain strategies are used by players, in this case entire nations, to attempt to gain the upper hand. According to the BBC, the President of the United States had previously threatened a 12% import tax on Chinese goods, before upping that to 45% throughout the course of this presidential campaign. Doing so has the effect of increasing the price of Chinese goods into the US, and thus, by default, increase consumer demand for American goods. This is intended to shift consumer spending from Chinese goods to US goods, boosting US economic growth. However, such policies will serve to make all goods more expensive in the long run for all nations involved. Mr. Xi Jinping, the president of China, has said, quote, "Pursuing protectionism is like locking oneself in a closed, dark room. For wind and rain may be kept out, so are light and air." Evidently, a trade war is bad for both sides. Secondly, greatly restricting and perhaps even pushing back on the ongoing process of globalization and free trade. According to the New York Times, globalization, although often associated with many of the world's problems, such as poverty and financial crises, is also a key in the long run to bring many people out of poverty. Free trade drives prices down due to competition between sellers. Free trade on a global scale serves to benefit all of those in our global community today. And furthermore, it gives more choices for consumers. It boosts technological innovation and promotes community and collaboration between nations. For a free economy with free money flowing also means greater investment as well as greater political cooperation. Thirdly and finally, a trade war poses the risk of ending all of the economic prosperity that we are experiencing today. As nations shy back economically, so will their politics as well as their social statuses. Economic disaster is not solely limited to money, consumers, and goods. According to the BBC, should a trade war does in fact happen, jobs will fall sharply, unemployment will rise, income decreases, and as our income decreases, so will our standard of living. It slows technological development as less capital is available to invest into our future and the future of our children. That, in turn, with the decreased economic growth, will be greatly detrimental to our future development. This is not just in terms of economics, such as education, planning for the future. All of these will be impacted by actions that we undertake today. For those following reasons, a trade war between the US and China is greatly detrimental and should be avoided at all costs. History also points us in this direction. Take a look at Imperial China and the closed borders approach to economics as well as to politics. As they floundered by restricting trade between them and European as well as neighboring nations, Japan, right next to them, flourished due to them welcoming in technological as well as money investment. In the best interest of us all, a trade war should be avoided at all costs. Should, unfortunately, a trade war does come into reality, then stock up on the canned goods, stock up on the canned tomatoes, grab your bunkers because we're going to be in for a long, long ride. Thank you very much.
next candidate, or contestant, excuse me, for extemporaneous speaking is from AS Dubai, Emily Rosenbell.
Am I ready? Message ready? China. A word we've all heard Donald Trump use. But perhaps there's much more context behind these two words and their relation to one another. Many scholars have predicted that a trade war with China is an underlooming fact that will happen in the future. However, a trade war with China would result poorly for the U.S., in my personal opinion. A trade war between the U.S. and China would lead to increased import taxes, less jobs for Americans, and would lose America's its most important and valuable economic trade partner. First of all, China is the United States' biggest trade partner. According to the BBC, in 2016 alone, the U.S. imported $480 billion worth of goods from China alone. Clothing, electronics, etc., these are the main industries involved. The U.S. sold, however, $170 billion worth of exports to China, making it also China's biggest import partner. The U.S. mainly sells machinery, soybeans, and agricultural products to China. And according to the Brookings Institution, a study done by them says that the largest source of the U.S. trade deficit is China, 60%, $500 billion worth per year. China and the United States rely on one another economically, and a trade war would just cause both to crash economically and spiral downhill. Not only that, but when the U.S. grows, China grows. According to The Economist, China is projected to grow by 6.3% economically in 2017 alone. With that, the U.S. will also continue to grow economically, therefore making it a valuable trade partner. Second of all, increased taxes on imports and exports will be implemented in both China and the United States. According to the BBC, the key markets between China and the U.S. are mainly markets such as pork, beef, and agricultural products, as well as manufacturing. These markets would be greatly affected and would become very expensive for the everyday consumer. According to The Economist, Donald Trump now threatens a 12% import tax increase on China and, quote, wants to stop playing games with them. Donald Trump believes that a trade war is the best option. However, there are statistics that prove otherwise. However, during his campaign, he mentioned that he would increase up to 45% on import-export taxes. This is a dangerous game to play. However, the U.S. and China rely on one another, as previously stated, so cutting off access to bigger industries such as manufacturing and agriculture would hurt them both, once again, economically, benefiting neither. These would become more expensive for the everyday consumer. On the other hand, some argue that this would create jobs for American citizens. They claim that manufacturing jobs within the United States would be created as a result of China no longer importing such goods. However, historical evidence proves wrong. The China shock of 2001 was when China joined the WTO, or the World Trade Organization, in 2001. Their trade with the U.S. increased immensely and built up the relationship that they have today. The BBC predicts that during this time, 16 to 13 million jobs were lost. This crashed the U.S. economic economy in terms of manufacturing jobs and goods. This, in no way, this massive change in economic supplies and imports and exports, as well as resources, completely caused the U.S. to tumble in the manufacturing industry between 2000 and 2007. And the Brookings Institute, quote, believes it's the cause for the economic shock of 2008 and the recession. So, in conclusion to that point, there would be the relation between the U.S. and China is extremely important, and changing anything would cause great devastation in both countries. In conclusion, there are several reasons why a trade war between the United States and China must not commence. This would lead to a increase import and export taxes for both countries, as well as less jobs for American citizens, and would lose America its most economically important trade partner. However, America is not the only one we're thinking about. This would also lose China its most economically important trade partner. So, all in all, is it really worth losing an entire economy, sending it ruffling through the trees? Not sure what fate will come. In order to declare a trade war on China? I do not believe so. Thank you.
Our final speaker in extemp speaking is from AS Doha, and it's Dua Zara Khan.
Hi, my name is Dua Khan, and the question I will be answering today is what might a trade war between America and China look like? In its simplest of terms, a trade war between China and the United States would look like a contest of wills, with the US eventually facing one of the worst economic downfalls ever, and China going on to strengthen their ties within the East Asia region. This will not only give China an upper hand in the region that the US has worked so hard to secure, but will enable the US to leave behind so many of the trade deals that they have worked so hard for. This will be seen through three main points. The first being the breaking of Asia's already fragile peace state, the second being the downfall of the US economy, and finally, other countries that are likely to follow it suit. To begin with the first point, which is the breaking of Asia's already fragile peace state. This stems from the Obama administration, where they were able to recognize Asia as being one of the most potentially trade-hefty regions in the world, with lots of opportunity for future growth. However, geopolitical risks did prevail, and this has helped cause contentions within the region. This has not only helped cause contentions with other countries, but has tested the bilateral relations between the US and China. The fact that the US and China were already hanging on a very, very thin thread in regards to North Korea will encourage them to work in a way that they do not destabilize the region more. The next point, which is the downfall of the US economy, can be seen through the fact that Donald Trump has decided to leave the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is one of the most famous and influential trade partnerships in the world. However, the fact that the Trump administration has decided to leave this partnership has given them far less economic control over Asian countries, whereas China will move on to grow exponentially. This will also allow the US to impose a new 45% tax, as stated by the UNDP and the World Bank. This is very bad for US citizens, especially as they buy a lot of their products, approximately 55%, as stated by the New York Times and BBC, 55% accounts for Chinese products. This will not only add to the prices of the products, but will also encourage the creation of new factories within the US. This will cost millions of dollars within the US economy and will stop them from trading with numerous other countries in the world. And finally, the fact that other countries are likely to follow in suit. We know the fact that North Korea has already caused a lot of contentions with both the US and China. This has made other countries less likely to engage in partnerships or deals with them. However, the fact that China is playing a very aggressive stance on how they're defending their economy calls for more countries to recognize that opting out of a trade deal with China is not the best option. Nations such as those in East Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh are less likely to continue trading with the US as they are less likely to feel secure in making trades. This will also include the US being likely to set up individual trade agreements within the region, which could also cost them an exponential amount of money. In conclusion, it is a fact that even when the Obama administration was in power, they recognized that Asia was the region to watch out for. However, now the reasons have shifted dramatically. It is clear to see that a US-China trade war will cause more harm than good. It will be ugly, it will be brutal, but it is inevitable. Thank you.
That concludes our step speaking, and at 5 o'clock we have our comic oral interp. So if you need to check your cell phones, take a little break, but you all need to be back in here by 4:55. Okay, thank you. And, all right, I haven't even looked at the results. Do you know that? I don't know who made it, so that's exciting too. It'll be just as surprising. We are in comic oral in Turk. Now, comic means hopefully it's funny. And it is okay for you to laugh, everyone. It's all right, you know? I mean, that is okay. The students today, this is an 8-minute piece, and they must be sitting, and they must have a binder in front of them. So unlike comic duet acting, which we will see tomorrow, it is not memorized, and there is no movement, hence the reason it's called interp and not acting. So today, our first contestant from AS Doha, Daniel Brendan.
Do you like the dentist? No. No one does. Because every visit feels like having your teeth pulled. So let's brace. For The Dentist by Michael McIntyre. So this year, I've had 5 teeth out. 4 wisdom teeth, so all of them. And another tooth I had to have out because I was having terrible trouble with my teeth. And it all started last year. I had this pain in my tooth, which is odd, because I was fine, you know? My knee was fine, my calf was fine, my shoulder was fine, so I was in pretty good condition. But I had this pain in my tooth, so I went to the dentist, you know, as you do. I opened my mouth, which is key, and I was obviously ass first. I didn't just walk into the dentist with my mouth open, like, ah! So I sat in the chair, and he looked in my mouth, and he said, you know what? You have a rotting wisdom tooth. So I have to take it out. It's rotting. And I didn't really mind. I didn't really even know that I had wisdom teeth, to be honest. I know my wife's had them removed. So I was like, whatever you want, it's fine. And also there was a TV there. I was watching The Tonight Show. I was watching Jimmy Fallon just chatting away. So I was like, it's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever you want. So then he just got to work. So I laid there. And I laid there for a while. You know, I was like, I've been here for ages. So I kind of flicked my eyes over to the dentist to see if he was okay, and he wasn't. So stressed, with sweat streaming down his forehead. He was straining like. So I tried to ask him if he was okay, which was hard, because my mouth was completely numb and it had equipment in it. And it came out as just one sort of sound. Are you okay? Are you okay? So he pulled back and he said, no, you know what, I am not okay. I am not okay at all. And I thought it was something personal. So I was like, oh my God. Tell me what the trouble is. So he said, I've been a dentist for 30 years. Well, congratulations. But I have never not been able to get someone's tooth out. And I can't get your tooth out. It's stuck. Okay, good. First of all, you need to calm yourself. Okay, I'm not in any pain whatsoever. I'm got nowhere to be. I'm watching The Tonight Show. I'm absolutely fine. So just go away, have a cup of tea, chill out. I believe in you. So he said, the reason you feel no pain is because I have numbed your mouth. Look! Pass me a mirror. And I am not going to lie to you. Till the day I die, I will not forget image, my reflection. The left side of my face was twice the size of my right side. There was bruising I hadn't even noticed. My bib was covered in blood already, and I didn't even see it. There was blood dripping out of the side of my face like a vampire, and my eye was sort of closing. So I was like, well, that's what I was trying ran out of food. So I just sort of followed along behind him, like, hello? Excuse me. Hello? And I have to say that I felt particularly sorry for the poor people in the waiting room. You know, fish tank, reading old magazines, and reassuring their children that the visit to the dentist. And then I come out with bruising, blood all over my face, blood coming over the side of my mouth, like, excuse me, have anybody seen the dentist? A woman behind me ran out of the room with her child yelling, whoa, okay. So I turned around to that idiot at the reception. Some woman is there like, would you like to make an appointment with the hygienist? The hygienist? I need a plastic surgeon. Where's my dentist gone? So I looked out the door, this idiot was in his car, with his gloves on still, like, get it. Are you serious? Get it now. So I get in the car with this guy, and he starts blazing through the streets. Literally 10 minutes earlier, I was in a dentist chair watching The Tonight Show, and then we're driving through traffic, and I was hooked in, and my wife even calls me up, and it goes like this. Hello? Hello? Hello, hon. Are you still at the dentist? I'm with the dentist. So, you mean you're at the dentist? I'm not at the dentist, I'm with the dentist. So, you mean you're at the dentist? Or I'm not at the dentist, I'm with the dentist. Why are you being so pedantic? I am not with the dentist. I'm in the car. Oh, so you're on your way home? I don't know where I'm going. Well, why? What's wrong with you? The dentist is driving. The dentist is writing. No, he's driving. The dentist is writing. The dentist is driving. The dentist is rising. The dentist is driving. The dentist is driving. I'll call you later. I'll call you waiter. Are you having lunch with the dentist? Finally, we show up at this door. He's like, do you see that door? Oh. That's a hospital. They're going to treat you. They're expecting you. They know your name. Everything is going to be fine. So now just go. Just get it. Go. So I get out of his car, and he just drives off. and he leaves me, and I'm now standing on the pavement. I've still got the bib on. The blood-soaked bib. And I was standing there, and I saw my reflection in the glass, and it looked horrific. So I was worried that I was going to startle the receptionist, so I came in at my best angle. And she says, hello, sir, how can I help you? Well, yeah, actually, I was wondering... Oh my God! Have you been attacked? No, I haven't been attacked. I don't go out in a bib expecting a blow. I've gotten attacked so many times I get it doesn't bug me. No, but did it back. Unfortunately, that's the last thing I could remember. The next thing I knew, I woke up in a hospital bed. There was a cool breeze, sunlight hitting my face, the calm silence in the air was quite relaxing. Only to be interrupted by the foghorn that is my wife, somehow managing to make the whole situation my fault. Yes, honey. You're right, honey. I could be more responsible, honey. Well, then why are you still speaking like that? I don't know.
I think you belong there. Our second speaker is from AES Delhi, and it's Dhruv Malhotra.
The audience ready? Hello, class, howdy doody. My name is, that's why you guessed it, my name is Mr. Parks. And I'm sure y'all are just ecstatic for the first day of junior high. It's time to take roll call. So let's get started. Sorry if I mispronounced the first name, but it looks a little bit like Orangello. Is there an Orangello in this class?
Yo, man, it's Orangelo.
Okay. Orange you with my teeth. DeMarcus Moore. Is there a DeMarcus Moore in here? Yeah, man. Okay. Paul Fag. Is there a Paul Fag in this class?
Growing up in school is easy for those who look good, smell good, and even dress well. But enough about me. My name is Malhotra from American Embassy School of New Delhi, and I love myself. I wish the same could be said for Paul Feig. Paul Feig is a misfit and an outcast, and through this story he lets us in on his misfit and geeky life. Kick Me, Adventures in Adolescence by Paul Feig. In a perfect world, in adolescent Paul Feig would have the IE taken out of his last name and replaced with an A. But I did. It didn't always start out that way. You see, when I was in grade school, there was a commercial for Fig Newton cookies. And that's why I, Paul Feig, became known as Fig Newton. But I came to find out that every kid was called an offensive name at one point in his life. Especially me. Because of my name. Which is why I've always hated guys by the name of Rick. Whenever I hear a group of girls talk about a guy they like, it's always a Rick.
Oh my God, Rick is so cute!
Tell me about a girl.
That always made me wonder if the hospital had some kind of child naming service that identified different types of babies.
Well, Mr. Ramsey, it seems like you want quite a handsome child in our hands. One that might do one better than I do. And that's why cry, beautiful baby, cry!
But I think we should name it Rick. Rick. I feel like every girl at one point liked the kid called Rick. Rick, if you didn't know, is short for Richard and long for idiot. Now, I've never been much for sports, but on the first day of Little League practice, I was convinced that because I was dressed appropriately, I'll become a baseball prodigy. But my Little League season turned out to be nothing short of a nightmare. Okay, this is what you're gonna do, yeah? You take the bat and you swing at the ball. That's baseball. 1, 2, 3, simple as that. You take the bat and you swing at the ball. Okay, ready, go. Strike 2. Guys, I pulled something in my hamstring. Go back to the dugout and cry. Amazingly enough, my encounter with baseball, coupled with the creepy feeling I got from the coach's manhandling of my body, was slightly even less than my fear of the ball. But all good things come to an end. My good thing came to an end. coach called my father and asked him why he hasn't been coming to the past 4 games. So I came to the next game. My teammates asked me where I'd been for the past 4 days.
Hey, yo, PVs! Where you been for the past 4 games, man?
Well, my mom took me to go shopping and...
Wait a minute, hold up. Did you just say shopping, PVs?
Well, you know how moms can be, right? I guess that's why she took me shopping.
I heard you. Hey, everybody, Mama took me to go shopping and he missed again.
Well, this was a long time ago, and by the time I reached my senior year, the bullying had sort of stopped. Then came the senior prom. A one event for losers to dance like only the cool kids could.
Hey, yo, PVs! Dance with me, PVs! That's my song, PVs!
Don't you want to? I wanted to go home. I stayed on 5 minutes. I was standing by the punch, and then I saw her. Annabelle.
Hey, Paul. You wanna dance?
Hell yeah, I wanted to. Okay. Let's dance. So we danced. You, Annabelle, there's always been something I wanted to tell you. Annabelle, I love this song too, Paul. On the way home, I stopped by the local go-kart track. I stayed there till 1:30 in the morning. Driving around the dirt track, I just the helmet and I tux. But somewhere on the track, I realized a few things. I realized that maybe I shouldn't have cared about all the times I was humiliated. Okay, maybe at times I wanted to be that one Rick that everyone loved and
Oh my God, he's so cute! And look at that
but I still realized that I'm proud to be, and I always will be, Paul Feig.
That was like one of the funniest. Acting like you know her so
Our third speaker is from ACS Abu Dhabi with Gezin Better.
This case presents a courtroom scenario. Our protagonist Taylor is prosecuting a murderer for the loss of his dear friend. An act of cold-blooded, mad slaughter. As the case unfolds, it becomes increasingly apparent just how unorthodox this case truly is, and that it comes with even more unorthodox resolution. Hi, I'm Misfit from ACS, and this is Dude, Attorney at Law by Brian Wilder.
Will the court please rise? Your Honorable Judge Pat Banter residing. Case number 4256, Taylor versus Mustafa. The parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, let's just get right into it and get started. Let me see if I have this correct. Mr. Taylor claims that... Objection, Your Honor, you're bothering the witness. What? Mr. Taylor, you have to... Again, I object on the grounds you are leading
the witness, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor! To whom are you speaking? My client? Then who are you supposed to be? I'm my own representation. Refer to me as Dude. Attorney law. Mr. Taylor, we need to get a few things straight if we are ever going to survive this experience. Sidebar, Your Honor. I believe that Mr. Mustafa was going to present a witness that was not on the original list. I'd like to have their testimony disallowed so as not to taint the jury. What jury? Exactly! Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Taylor, you're not even going to be heard today if you do not stop your antics right now. Your Honor, may I say something? Aha! I knew it. Mr. Taylor! Your Honor, don't you see what he's doing? He's trying to intimidate my client. I am doing no such thing. I saw Latimer, right? I know what you're kind of capable of. Your Honor, Mr. Taylor, if you make one more unsolicited comment, I will find you in contempt. Do you understand me? We understand. Your Honor, yes, Mr. Mustafa. Would it be possible to explain what happened? I was just getting to that. Patience, please. Your Honor. Mr. Taylor. That's it. I find you in contempt and find you $200. But I'm just going to ask you a question really. I'm trying to be serious now. Okay. Don't make me regret this. What is the question, Mr. Taylor? I just wanted to know if he was planning on telling the truth. I would hope so, Mr. Taylor. Why? Because you can't handle the truth! That's it! The fine is at $500. Do you want to try for more? That's what I thought. Can I explain, please? Asked and answered, Your Honor. Asked and answered. Would you please shut up? Your Honor, how long are you going to let this continue? It's obvious this man is not competent to stand trial. Mr. Taylor, $1,000 and a night in jail. Now, what do you have to say? Would be hoping not to respond on the grounds that I might never make myself. We're beyond that. Mr. Mustafa, why don't we try a new approach? And you better not interrupt. Why don't you tell me why Mr. Taylor is seeking damages in excess of $3,500 from you? Well, Your Honor, he claims I killed his bird with my car. Point of clarification, Your Honor, the bird he's referring to was my dearest pet dove. Okay, Mr. Taylor, duly noted. The bird was a dove. Whoa, wait a minute. Don't do that. It was a basic pigeon. They're hundred all over the street. They all look the same. Sidebar. What? Your Honor, I'm afraid you're too racist towards my bird. Did you do the right thing and recuse yourself from this case? Racist? Racist? What in the world are you talking about? It's obvious by your manners that you have a common certain species of bird. I most certainly do not. Are you telling me that you have never, and I repeat, never used the D word? Oh, what D word? Just answer the question. Never made reference to the D word. You told jokes using the D word, you know? I don't. If it pleases the jury, would you please read back the comment made by the judge after I corrected the species provision? Okay, I can see budget comebacks and flip this without a court order, so allow me. Okay, Mr. Taylor, duly noted. The bird was a dove. You see, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there's no way the evidence wasn't tampered with. The DNA not fabricated. The witnesses all coerced. Let it be known, if the dove is hit, you must convict. This is what our country has come to. The Constitution's Sixth Amendment is shredded by the very entity that should ensure due process. Oh, what a sad, sad day for us all. Hold on, everybody, just hold on. Let me think. That amendment also includes the right to a speedy trial. Okay! Here's what we'll do. Mr. Taylor, you and your client will have just 30 seconds to say your side of the story. Mr. Mustafa will get the same, during which you will not say a word. And if you do, let it be known I will remove your spleen with a wooden spoon. Do you understand me? Do you? Sounds fair, Your Honor.
Mr. Taylor, you're on the clock, starting now. Oh, wait. Wait. Before I begin, I would like to have me removed and the rest of the jury be sequestered. I have some very important note that proves that Big Tobacco, they had a plot to get a favorable ruling. They have a save million and some suits. Also, my client would like to request a 5-minute recess, have a visit with his girlfriend who just came in. How much longer are you going to be? Mark in a handicap spot. Your tag's already good. Just a second more shoot button. Wait for me over in the produce section. But why not? And time. Okay, Mr. Mustafa. I object. Overruled. Mr. Mustafa. While I was driving on 4th Street, there was pigeon feeding on drug bag of Road. I slow away down, they all flew off, but the beer went in the hit the windshield. Oh, anyway, I regret to admit it appeared to die. Well done. Now that was more like it. Aha! If it was a plain old pigeon. Then how do you explain this? Yes. What is it? Let this be known as Exhibit A, the dead body of my dearest friend. Your Honor, it's ridiculous. It's a whitewashed cloth. Yes, well, I know it is, but he looked. If he was so sure of the birdie him being a pigeon, why would he look? This clearly establishes reasonable doubt. I can see nothing but a ruling acquitting my client. The defense rests. Okie dokie there, Mr. Taylor. I agree, and of course the jury does as well. We find your client innocent on all charges, and you're free to leave. Please. Victory, victory. And that, you McCall salesman, is what you get when you mess with dude. Attorney at law. The court stands adjourned. Thank you.
Our fourth speaker is from ASUI, and it is Henson Hoff.
Hello, Mr. Daniel Miller. Welcome to Judgment City, the only city for dead people. Dead people? Well, Mr. Miller, you were in a car accident. That's how you lost your leg. Wait, my leg! What am I thinking? Oh, right, everyone. The tram has arrived. It will take you right into the Judgment City line, where you can meet your defense attorney. Wait, sir. I'm dead. Daniel! Yes? Come over here. My name is Mr. Diamond. I'm your defense attorney. Come into my office. Yes. Right. In a nutshell, you're dead, okay? You're dead. And you are here to defend your life, okay? We're gonna examine your life. If everyone agrees, well, yes, you get to move on. If we don't, well, you go back to Earth and you try again. Wait, try what again? To live your life. Well, without fear. Wait, Am I on trial for being afraid? Our weekends get ruined time to time, you know? Party canceled, Uber driver being a jerk. Well, in Mr. Daniel Miller's case, his weekend got ruined by being violently mauled over by a bus and getting his legs torn off. However, there are silver linings. One particular one being a late blooming love. My name is Sensing Han, and this is Defending Your Life by Albert Brooks. So, if you're my defender, is there a prosecutor? Oh yeah. Well, we call her the Dragon Lady. Oh, why do you call her that? Diamond! Oh, that's why. Miller! No, I care, really. Well, this is gonna be easy. My file, please. I'll see you gentlemen in court. He looks frightening. Hey, don't use words like that, okay? Look at me. Okay? You do not say words like frightening or scary. You say, intimidating, or zesty. Zesty? Okay. Here's, how about you get some rest now? Wait, here's the key to your hotel room and, you know the tram? Okay, goodbye, Daniel. Wait, sir! Hi! Oh, sorry. Did I scare you? No, it's nothing. I just get scared easily. Intimidated. Oh, yeah, we're neighbors. I'm gonna go, but do you want to have dinner Tuesday night? I am dinner. 6 p.m. See you on over in a few days, I'm gonna attempt to prove that Daniel Miller is still played by me. I have to begin with a clearance from his first job, Mr. Miller. Do you recall that you wanted a $59,000 salary? Oh yeah, I never accepted less than that. Right, go less course. Well, explain this. Why did you accept your salary when your first job offered $45,000? Now, Mr. Miller, why didn't you ask for more money? Were you feeling afraid? No, I didn't feel afraid. I felt zesty. Zesty! He said zesty! Oh, zesty like a lemon. It was so zesty. It was a lemon zester. Good job, Daniel. Zesty. Fine. You may have felt zesty, but I knew you were afraid. And I'm gonna get you. With all my equipment, I will. You better watch out, boy. I'll look at you walk, eat, and sleep. Is that all legal? Wow, this water is so smooth. Daniel, do you want to spend the night with me? Look, Julia, I don't think I can. Sorry, I thought I saw something. I mean, it's just that you're probably moving on, and I'm probably gonna go back to Earth because I'm always just so afraid. I'm always just so scared. Well, Mr. Diamond, Your Honor, and what do you say I wanted to call you from last night? Well, you genuinely cared for this woman, didn't you, Mr. Miller? Why didn't you spend the night with her? Why were you so scared? Okay. I object. You know what? He was being cautious. He could have thought she had something, you know? Okay, no. I'm tired, right? I'm done. I was afraid. That's all. I was afraid. despair to inform me that you will be leaving back to Earth right now. Wait now? Oh wait, but I didn't get to tell Julia I like her. I guess this is really it. Shh. Daniel! Julia! Sir, please stop the train. Well, Mr. Miller, I'm afraid we can't do that. Afraid? No. I am not afraid! I am not afraid! Whoa, Mr. Miller, I didn't mean afraid in that kind of a context. Not my eyes! Afraid! Julia! I don't have a lot of time to say this, but I like you. You like me? And I'm not afraid to say it. I love you too, Daniel.
My father would point out to me that I'd have to scoot out, the family down, and I'd have
myself down. My mother would throw frying pans at me, and I'd sit there, unable to conceive of a more horrible experience. Well, it turns out that there is something more horrible after all. Yes, it is bad being a child in these situations, but I have now learned that it is even worse to be a parent. In the early years of a child's schooling, reports are very meaningless. You learn that your pride and joy has made a lovely paper plate without cutting her head off, and that she has grown some lettuce, and you swoon with joy. But then, as common entrance exams approach, everything changes. For 12 years, you know, with no question or shadow of doubt, that your child is the greatest, most brilliant, and most popular human being in the whole of human history. His paper plates were magnificent and his letters divine. You have had visions of him on stage thanking the Nobel Academy. But then, along comes a report that says actually, he's a bit thick. Teachers, of course, are very good at softening the blow. They use words such as pleasing and encouraging, no matter how many members of staff he has stabbed that term. John is becoming very adept with his knife. I do a beautiful money career in a slaughterhouse. My housemaster was brilliant at this. In my final report, he said, "We like Jeremy very much. When he is sent to a juvenile hall, we hope it is not too far away so that we can come to visit him from time to time." The trouble is that no matter how hard they try to mask the truth, you can't ignore it. In the same way they find it hard to know a tiger when in your car. Face is lost in a backup color. You're used to it. Everyone is always nice about your kids. They can't make to say we're in a baby carriage. But criticism, that's a whole new area. That hits off the page and hits you straight in the heart. Annabelle needs to concentrate more. It's really no different from saying, Annabelle has a face like a duck's clear egg. It's smart. Take Zinedine Zidane, who was sent off for playing football for France. He was showered with sympathy when he explained that the Italian player had insulted his mother. So why should you not headbutt your child's teacher in the chest when he might say that Johnny gave you too much in math class? God knows I know it's like any form of you. I know how much it stings, and I'm 46. So imagine how much must hurt when you get one age 11. No, really. Imagine if your boss would report on how you were doing at work, and then send it to your children. Has made pleasing progress in mergers and acquisitions this year, and we're recovering from his efforts to stop looking up the secretary's skirts. The boy said he stops too early or he won't be getting a promotion anytime soon. My wife came upstairs the other night and asked what I thought of her new outfit. I was honest. I gave her a proper report and said that it made her look mad. And was she pleased? Was she beaming? Well, no. In fact, as we got into the car to go out, the windows frosted over on the inside. It's not done things to present others with an honest appraisal of their performance. I know I'm useless on the tennis court, but I don't like my partner to say so. And yet, that's exactly what a school report does. The one I read this morning even went so far as to view the class average time for a 100-meter race. And how long? In hours, it took my daughter to cover the same distance. And the point of this is what exactly? To make me feel guilty for breeding a mutant? Well, it hasn't worked because those who can run fast are, in my experience, freaks of nature. I can't, however, end with a crumb of comfort for those of you whose children received 4 reports last week. Nobody who is successful in life ever had a good one. Thank you.
for the parents who are out watching your children or otherwise, the first 4 preliminary rounds are judged by the volunteers of the American Embassy School who have spent their weekend here. And we must give great applause to all. Talking about tomorrow in regards to how they have helped put together, but I must say the AES coaches have been phenomenal and deserve a huge round of applause. So what happens is the students are judged 4 times by a variety of judges, no more than twice by the same judge, and then they take a variety of points and speaker points to figure out normally the top 5, okay? And that ends up becoming our finalists out of all of these. So for the most part, the students that you're seeing present today have been competing against 15 to 20 plus people. So this is a huge honor to be a part of that in the finals. However, all of you who are here deserve a round of applause, and I thank you. What will happen now is the finalists, as you'll see, have 3 judges that are experienced current coaches, and those 3 scores will then end up becoming who is our champ, first, second, third, fourth, and those become school championship awards. But that's enough for right now, and I thought that what I will do is please remember, sorry, I have your ballot. Please remember that we will be posting these, but I didn't get a chance to be able to put it up here, so I'm going to read the names in the speaking order that you have tomorrow, so don't take too long cheering. Cheer, but like bring it right back down or the next person won't hear it. So, I have to check something and impromptu. So can you get a computer ready for me, please? Okay. In original oratory, for the final, excuse if I murder your name, I will get it right tomorrow. Unsa Park. Second speaker tomorrow, AS Dubai, Eugene Chow. Third speaker tomorrow from Abe, AS Dubai. Fourth speaker from DAA Dubai is Aretha Perot. And our fifth speaker, AS Dubai, Claire Costa. From ACS Abu Dhabi, Ella Burkett. From AES Delhi, Aisha Chien. Please remember this is your speaking order, but we will post these outside the theater. From AS Doha, Bailey Duncan. From Dubai American Academy is Felipe. And from ACS Abu Dhabi, Alex Fanny. Okay, the two locations that the debate will be in is one will be in the theater, and I believe one is going to be in the Hall of Peace. Hall of Peace. Is that kind of big that people can go into it? Perfect. Excellent. So, in the Hall of Peace, the debate semifinals for the affirmative from AES. Is it Bet and Batia?
Yeah.
All right. Promise to get it right tomorrow. Versus ACS's Shahada and Better. All of these here in the theater, in the affirmative, from AS Doha, do a comment. And I am sorry I do not, oh, I think I do know. I'm just gonna check. AS Dubai, Coulson. Rules committee and other components, the rules allow us, we always try to break it to 5, okay? We always try to go to 5. In the spirit of competition, as well as the reality that this is about you all having a chance to get there, the rules committee said these will go to 6 because of the fact that there were 4 speaker point ties. So just know that we have made the best decisions in these 2. And that's why we've gone to 6, okay? And that it has been in the interest of giving the 6 students an opportunity to come in front of 3 new judges, okay? And so, we'll do SOI first. This is your speaking order. From AES Delhi, Dhruv Malhotra. Dubai, Frank Genio. From AS Dubai, I believe it's Ava Namas. From AS Doha, May White. ACS Abu Dhabi, Sarah Omari. ACS Abu Dhabi, Elena Lehman. And finally, comic duet acting. speaking order will proceed. ACS Abu Dhabi, layman in silver.